Hi everyone, welcome back to the Hollywood Actors Guide to Surviving the Film and Television Industry. This is your host, Jennifer Lynn Warren, still alive here in Los Angeles, marked safe as of March 12th, 2020 from the coronavirus, and I hope you guys all are out there as well. So 2 things with the coronavirus, and we'll start off there because that's what everyone is talking about, is that safety. I don't think you guys need as much toilet paper as everyone seems to think that we need. Maybe some tissues and some vitamin C would be a better purchase at your local grocery store, but I'm not a doctor. What do I know? But if you're still going out to classes and things like that, just be really smart about it. This is probably not the best time to rehearse kissing scenes or do anything that's really physical with partners in acting classes and things like that. Be smart, wipe down your cell phones because those are the most disgusting and most disease-ridden thing we actually carry around with us is our cell phone because nobody thinks to clean them. Clean off your computers, wipe down your camera equipment. If people are touching it, you should just wipe it down anyway because I guess this thing can live on surfaces for up to 3 days. So just clean everything, guys. And you don't need to shake hands. You don't need a hug right now. And I know it sucks because I hug everybody. But when you are out in your classes or you guys are doing, theater and things like that, just be extra cautious because we don't need to be out of work any more than we already are. A lot of theater here in Los Angeles have shut down. There have been, film projects. We all have probably heard by now that Tom Hanks has come down with the virus. And so his production is on hiatus right now. So there are things that can happen that can hurt us more financially than it already is, right? And those of us who are working in the service industry or we have gig economy jobs or Postmates or Ubering and things like that, you're probably taking a really, really big hit on your side hustle at the moment. I know I am. I am taking a massive hit on my side hustle. But what I did, and I'm hoping, I'm praying it'll help with you guys as well, is I reached out on my social media, on my Facebook, to my personal private friends, and I was like, hey, I am not really making money right now. They've cut our hours at the restaurant because I happen to work in one that's next to an airport inside of a hotel. So you see where that is going. And we were dependent upon conventions, like bringing in most of our customers, and a lot of conventions have closed down, right? We've got WonderCon in Anaheim, which is closed down, which is like the little sister of San Diego Comic-Con, and I was going to go again this year, and it looks like that's probably going to shut down too, because as we saw, Disney theme parks have been shutting down as well, and that's a lot of work for a lot of actors as well in those theme parks, and they're now at home without pay. But reach out, to family and friends and be like, listen, my survival job is not working right now because of this virus. Does anybody need anything done? Do you need any, can I go into your email account and unsubscribe to all of your spam for you? I don't know what it is. Whatever will help. Does anybody have any work out there that I can do from home? And you hopefully might be a little bit surprised about people who are used to working from home or have those types of corporate jobs that they might be looking to outsource some stuff. So just reach out, see what you can do, see what you can find. Be very careful of scam companies out there because they are going to be ravenous to take advantage of you right now. But don't spend your money. Be very, very careful. Even if you have to take a pause on your acting classes right now, don't feel bad about it. Don't let it put you into despair and think, oh, my life's going to be over because I'm going to miss the next 4 weeks of acting class. Because there's still a lot of stuff you can do over Skype with acting friends and things like that. And your acting teacher should be very understanding when you're like, hey, I'm going to take a hiatus right now because I feel like this is the best for, us as a group and for the health and safety of all of humanity. on today. Are we clinically codependent with our need to create? What does that mean? So when you're clinically codependent with somebody in a relationship, that means you can't stand it when they go out with friends without you. You're very clingy. They have to text you all the time, etc., etc. And when it comes to actors, in your ability, in your need to create, so many of you are sitting at home, and I bring this up all the time, but this is just a new way of looking at it because I'm trying to kick you guys in the butt, because if you're at home for the coronavirus, now's a good time to start working on these scripts and like developing projects that we will be able to shoot when this is all blown over, right? Is that you're so dependent upon somebody else saying yes to you. You're dependent upon the director, the casting director. It's like being in a really, really unhealthy relationship. So maybe for a moment, break up with the industry. Break up with them. You don't need the directors. Break up with the directors. Break up with the casting directors. Break up with your agents. I'm not saying, no longer be with an agency and no longer go to an audition. I'm talking about on an emotional level. Be like, you know what? If they want me, they can call. If they want to go out on a date with me, they can call. But I'm not going to wait for them to live my life. I'm going to go out with my girlfriends or my boyfriends, your group of people, and we're going to go out and live our best life. And that is you getting your people and your peers together and creating stuff yourself and not waiting. Because can you see how unhealthy it is for you to put everything on your agent and your manager to go get you work? Because we look at a relationship, and if you were really super crazy about your boyfriend or girlfriend and you were clinically codependent upon them with everything, everyone would say, what's wrong with you? It's the same thing as an actor. If you're putting everything on somebody else, what's wrong with you? Don't put all that pressure on somebody else. And if you've been on the receiving end when you've been in a relationship and somebody's really dependent upon you, like, it is freaking annoying as all heck. Like, to put it lightly, I cannot stand when somebody's clingy. So if you can't stand if someone's clingy, imagine how your agent and your manager feel, or the directors or casting directors that you meet out in the world, and you're very dependent upon them and you just want to leech everything off of them that you possibly can because you need to work as an actor. Whereas if you're just like, you know what? Peace out, guys. I'm going to go live my best life. Those are the people that other people really want to date because they seem so unattainable and mysterious. So be that unattainable, mysterious actor. Go out, make your own content, and break up with everybody else, because you don't need them until they realize that they need you. I want to talk today about rejection and how rejection is a myth. The myth of rejection. I like that. It's a good title. One of the things that I hear actors believing is that rejection is this really harsh thing. How often are you in an audition and the casting director just starts screaming at you that you're a terrible actor and you should get out of their room right now, you're such a loser, and they're humiliating you? They're probably not doing that. More often than not, they're going, oh, that was such a great job. Thank you for so much for coming in. And then you never hear from them ever again. People don't want confrontation. So looking at rejection as something that's really harsh is like a mythical story that you're telling in your head. Believe me, the casting director wishes that they can give every single one of you a job that comes in. They want to give you a job. That's why they got into casting, because they want to find great actors to give jobs to. That's what makes them really excited. So most letdowns are very polite, they're very nice. And you got to realize that people aren't trying to be harsh with you. The other myth is that if you're being rejected from a role and you're not being cast, it means that you're not good enough. And that's so bizarre and crazy, because you can't let this rejection or the fear of rejection stop you from doing anything and make you think that you're not good enough, because everyone's rejected for different reasons. You could be too tall or too short. You could be too fat, too thin. too good a shape. Maybe your teeth are too white. I got that one once. Maybe your teeth are too bad for this character. Maybe they want somebody with natural red hair and you dyeing it just wasn't good enough for them. Maybe you look exactly like another actor who is already cast in the show. It has nothing to do with whether or not you're good enough. It just is all these other things that need to serve the story. And they are, they're not there to even find the best actor. They're there to serve the story. So it doesn't mean that you're not good enough. In fact, if you're getting into that room, you got to realize that you're good enough to be in that room. And another thing is, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I hear actors, once I get to this level, then I'll be happy, and then I'll only take offers and all this other BS. Whereas rejection doesn't end. You guys seem to think rejection ends. It never ends. And the sooner you get comfortable with the idea of being rejected, the better off you'll be in your career, because you can put in all the time and all the pain and win all the Oscars and have all the skills and try to get into a project, and you're still going to be told no. I guarantee you that there are projects out there that even someone like Meryl Streep, if she was like, I want to be in this project, I guarantee you there's a project out there that'd be like, we love you, you're just not right for this. It's going to happen to everything and everyone. And you guys also, you can't take rejection as being the same as failure. And it can be a little confusing, rejection means something, right? It's messy. And it feels like, you go to your car and you're just like, oh, I did everything wrong. And I want to do like all this exciting creative work, but like, I'm obviously failing at it because I'm not booking anything. But the thing is like, there's so much risk involved in this career, and it's not just risk financially. And, there's a huge financial risk, but there's also emotional risk. And it can be really easy that, to take something like, oh, I didn't get that role, and to take it as like, it's some sort of failure from you. But it's, it's kind of like, there is this quote from this opera singer. Oh God, what was her name? She said people may say I can't sing, but no one can ever say I didn't sing. Right? Take that into your acting. People may say that you can't act, but no one can ever say I didn't act. And so that is up to you as to how you want to put your foot forward into life and how you want to live. Because, you could go into a casting director's office and you could have a great resume, and you could leave there and that casting director can be like, oh, that person cannot act. In fact, how many times are you sitting around with your friends and you're talking about an A-list actor and someone's like, oh, I hate watching so-and-so because they can't act. Forget about the fact that, they're making $1 million a year, like being this high profile celebrity client that can work anytime they want and have all these offers just sitting at home on their desk. But according to your friends, they can't act. So there you go again with the rejection is a myth. The only person that is rejecting you is you. All right, guys, that's all I'm going to hit you with today. Stay safe out there. Wash your hands, wash your phones. They're very, very little disease machines we carry in our pockets. And stop making out with people in acting class for the moment, okay? So break a leg out there, and remember, you are not alone.